Hey YouTube, Sin here. Today I'm going to be covering what materials I use to make my armour and props, and also what tools I used to make the armour and the props. This comes from people asking me on a lot of my different videos where I don't mention the materials I'm using because I'm making so many different videos. So I'm going to put this video on my home page so you can always refer back to it to see what I'm using. So sit back because there's quite a lot of things I will cover, and we'll get into it. The main base of foam armour is EVA foam. This is a square mat that they commonly use in gym floors. You can pick up a set of 4 for $20 from a hardware store, or in New Zealand you can pick it up from the warehouse and just look down the mats section. You're going to need PVA glue. This seals the foam armour so you can paint on top of it. You can get this from your crafting store or your hardware store. In New Zealand you can get it from Mitre 10, or you can get it from the warehouse, and the pricing ranges from $5 to $10. You can apply this directly onto the EVA foam, or you can water it down and have the same consistency as milk and apply several layers to the desired effect of what you want. After you've sealed your foam armour with PVA glue, you can also apply Plasti Dip on top of that. It gives it an extra effect where it looks more realistic. You can purchase this online, or you can purchase this from a hardware store, and it's about $30, so it's a little bit expensive. To finish off your armour, you're going to need paint. Now you can use spray paint, or you can use acrylic based craft paint. You can pick these up pretty much from your hardware store or an auto supply shop, and depending on what you're doing, you can use like silver or stainless steel paint first on your foam armour after you've sealed it, and then you can apply your paint on top of that, as it will give it a nice kind of like steel base. So yeah, the pricing between paints is $3 to $15. The stainless steel paint is about $15, and the craft paints vary from $3 to $7. This is the main power tool I use. It's a hand drill grinder or a dremel. They cost about $30, and the reason why I use it the most is because you can carve into the foam armour using all the different bits and accessories it comes with. You can smooth, you can sand the armour, you can dig curves into it, or you can do symbols of whatever symbols that you want. And yeah, it's probably the one I use the most. The HotGlue Gun. This is used to glue all your bits of foam that you've cut out together, and it sets quite quickly within a minute or two. It's pretty solid. There's different types of glue guns. I'd say get yourself a good one, because I've already gone through 2. This is my 3rd one. This is a more expensive one, and it heats up faster, where the other 2 were a bit slower to heat up, so it took more time. You can pick up a pack of 10 glue sticks for about $7, and the glue gun for $20. This one anyway, the good one, from a hardware store, and it's usually down in your power tools section. This is the hot air gun. You use this gun to heat up the EVA foam so you can bend it, and the EVA foam will set in place so you can do nice curves for the armour and cosplay that you're doing. When installing lights or electronic equipment into armour using wires, I use a soldering iron to connect the wires together. You can pick up a soldering iron from an electrical store or a hardware store. They're around $20. You can also get the solder there, and you pick up a lighter from a gas station, and you also need butane or gas. You should be also be able to purchase that at the hardware store. You can just twist the wires together and tape it up, but I like to do things proper way. You don't want to be at a cosplay event and then all of a sudden your lights all like turn off on your suit because you didn't solder it. So solder your wires if you install lights into your suit. Gonna need hand tools, sharp knife, nice sharp scissors. Titanium base is usually the way to go. It makes it easy for cutting through the EVA foam without leaving too much of damage on the sides. And a hacksaw, if you're doing anything with like plastic, if you're going to use plastic on your suit, then the best way to cut through it is with a hacksaw. And you're going to need pens, lots of pens. man, you go crazy when you don't have any pens around and you're on a roll and you're trying to do something and you've got no pens to draw your patterns on the foam armor. Make sure you've got lots of pens. Pick them up from, you pick the hand tools up from your hardware store or electrical suppliers, and you pick pens up pretty much anywhere. You can even go to work and steal their pens. I'm not endorsing that, so just forget I said that. Velcro. You use this where you need to get in and out of your armor instead of using glue to completely seal it. So you've got like one side you need to slip your arm into or your body into. Use Velcro and it will be able to you'll be able to shut it up and then open it back up and let yourself out. If you want to have a nice symmetrical armor, then use a measuring tape and pick one of them up from a hardware store or from a crafting store. If you're going to install electronic equipment in your armor, you're going to need battery packs. They come in all sorts of shapes and sizes for AA batteries, AAA batteries. They usually got an on and off switch on them, and they're about $3 each. There's many different things you can make with foam and EVA foam to make props, make armor, van braces. So please join me and subscribe to my channel. And if you like what you see, please like the videos. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the tutorials.